What you're about to hear might change the way you see the world. But before we begin, subscribe to Tony's Horror Stories so you're not alone when the darkness returns. It started the way most reckless things do, with a dare. There were 4 of us, me, Jake, Alyssa, Chris, and Matt. Old friends reuniting for one last weekend at my family's forgotten lake cabin. It was a decaying structure from the 70s, with no Wi-Fi, no neighbors, and a long history of drunken bonfire nights and creepy local legends. The surrounding woods were too quiet. The air always just a bit too cold. Even the birds seemed to avoid the place. It felt like nature itself was holding its breath. We were halfway through a bottle of bourbon, trading stories by the fireplace, when Matt disappeared into the attic. Moments later, he returned with an old cassette recorder caked in dust. "Let's play a game," he said, eyes shining with mischief. "Found this upstairs. It's like a low-tech spirit box. You hit record, ask something in the dark, then rewind and listen. Supposedly if something's around, it'll talk back." Chris scoffed. "You've been watching too many ghost hunting shows." Alyssa tilted her head, curious. "Like an audio Ouija board?" Matt grinned. "Exactly. I should have thrown the thing into the fire, but we were bored, buzzed, and in the middle of nowhere. There was something thrilling about daring the dark to answer us. So we played. Lights off, cabin sealed in blackness. We huddled close, the recorder in the center, our knees brushing. I felt Alyssa's hand tremble slightly next to mine. The silence was thick, like the air had gained weight. Matt cleared his throat. "Is there anyone here with us?" Silence. He hit stop, rewound, pressed play. At first, there was only static, the soft hiss of empty air. Then a faint tapping, like nails on plastic. Then, unmistakably, a voice. Whispery, hollow. Yes. We all froze. Alyssa clutched my arm. Chris jumped up and fumbled for the lamp. The light revealed 4 pale faces and wide eyes. The bourbon buzz vanished instantly. "That wasn't one of us," Alyssa whispered. "Nope," Matt said, his grin now faltering. We listened again. This time, the voice seemed closer, more deliberate. That night, sleep was elusive. Every shift of the cabin's frame, every creak, every distant rustle outside had our hearts pounding. Around 3 a.m., I heard slow steps on the porch. I peeked through the blinds. No one but frost had formed outside, and there were footprints, bare feet, leading away from the cabin into the woods. The next morning, Matt couldn't stop replaying the tape. "There's something under the voice," he muttered. He boosted the gain. We listened again. This time we heard it, faint breathing, then laughter, childlike, wrong, like someone imitating a child who had never actually met one. "Let's stop," Chris said, seriously. But Matt challenged us again. One question each, just one. Then we stopped. Reluctantly, we agreed. The thrill hadn't worn off. It had curdled into dread. Dark again. Cabin, Matt snapped. He tried to burn the recorder. The fire bent away. The flame seemed to recoil as though repelled by whatever it had become. "It's not wood. It's not plastic. It's part of it now," he whispered. "Part of the thing." We left, drove through the night. Chris cried the entire time. Matt sat silently staring at his hands. I couldn't look in the rearview mirror. I was too afraid I'd see Alyssa, or something else pretending to be her. When we reached civilization, none of us spoke. We deleted each other's numbers. We told no one. But silence doesn't stop a haunting. A week later, Matt disappeared. No note. Just gone. Chris was found sleepwalking in the cemetery 3 towns over. He was barefoot, muttering, "She's not alone." My dreams are filled with static. Sometimes I wake up to find my voice recorder, one I never bought, on the floor, blinking red. "Want to play again, Jake?" I never hit record, but something always plays back. Sometimes I hear Alyssa's voice, sometimes it's Matt, sometimes it's mine saying things I've never said, things I pray I never will. You made it to the end. That says something. If this story made you glance over your shoulder, leave a like, subscribe to Tony's Horror Stories, and keep a little light nearby while you still can.